Have you ever just felt broken, like totally broken to where the questions that you have are followed up with more questions instead of the answers that you've been seeking? We all end up questioning ourselves from time to time, and there's actually a name for it. It's called imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is when the fear sets in. It's when we feel like we're not good enough. It is when our own mind starts to attack us and create illusions that we're not supposed to be serving the people that we've been serving. It makes us feel like a fraud. And it creates this high anxiety and stress, especially among people that are high achievers. People that are in leadership roles like you that are watching this, and me. I've experienced it terribly in the last year or 18 months. So I just decided I would come and share with you because I figured that we would all be able to benefit from this together. You know, as leaders, we're supposed to be strong and confident and resilient and be out front and take the hits, and we're supposed to lead. But what happens when you don't feel like that? What happens when you feel all of the weight that is coming in from the outside weighing down on you? We've all had that happen. So I went to lunch with a friend of mine, James, this past week, and he is a pastoral counselor at a local church. And he's awesome. He's a very close friend. He's one of those people that it doesn't matter how long you haven't seen one another, you always can pick right up where you left off. And we all need people like that in our lives because they lift us back up. They bring us back to good times in our lives. That's what I realized about going to lunch with him is when I was in a really good spot, he doesn't know all of the garbage and all the difficulty that has set in. And he says to me, he says, you know, Mike, one of the things that's so hard as leaders, sometimes it feels like people put us on a pedestal and we have to constantly put on this facade and we constantly have to shoulder the weight of the world. We can't show our emotions. We can't show our emotions to the people that are following us. We can't show our emotions to our close friends, even our families, our wives, our kids, right? Because we're supposed to be leading them as well. And that statement right there hit me like a ton of bricks. It just hit me and it stuck with me because that is what I have been struggling with so much. And I thought, man, and then fast forward, I'm in a conversation with another good friend of mine, Brian, and he says, just go on your channel and share that. Just share it. Just share the realness of that weight setting in because the people that watch this channel would benefit from it. And maybe you've experienced that for yourself. You question yourself. You allow the outside world to mold and shape you and your mindset as much as the things that you're trying to grow yourself through. Now, through this conversation, you can see I haven't posted a lot to this channel in the last year, about 18 months. I had massive imposter syndrome set in, and I thought to myself, like, am I good enough? If I'm struggling with these things, if I'm questioning myself, if I'm questioning my teaching or my confidence or any of those things, how can I be coming out and proclaiming to others how to lead? And so I came up with all the best excuses, like work got in the way, I didn't have time, I was busy in real life leading people, so I just didn't have the time to do it here on YouTube. So long about August of last year, I got viral pneumonia, and then I got COVID, and then both of my lungs collapsed, and I almost died. And it's really weird to say that. That is a fact. Got to the hospital, was unresponsive. That's a whole different story. But it literally was taking the breath out of my entire existence. Everything that I had coming out of that, then I felt totally inadequate. Now, not only did I not have time for the channel, I didn't have the physical strength. I just didn't have, I can't even put it to words. Then it gave me a whole new set of good excuses, right? So I've just been struggling. And I know this is a leadership and motivation channel. This seems really motivational. I'm just telling you, like, for me personally, I've really struggled with this. I've really struggled to feel good enough to share something. And these things happen to all of us. It happens to all men and women in leadership roles. It happens to all people at times. It happens to parents, right? Moms and dads. We are all human. It sets in and we start to question. So I wanted to share with you just some things that I've done recently to help me break back through that. And here we are chatting on another video. First, you've got to find the right people. You have to surround yourself with people that feed your soul instead of the ones that feed on your soul. There is a difference. You know the people that I'm talking about. You have to have people that have a positive mindset, that pump you up. People like, for me, my good friends, James. When we're at lunch, he brightens my day just because we're there. That friendship enhances me. And hopefully my friendship in return enhances him. Second is then you've got to be deliberate with what you put in your brain. One of the things that I realized over the course of this journey after coming out of the hospital, I had wallowed in my own self-pity. I wanted to sit here and I was waiting for somebody to come and save me, but you've got to save yourself. You have to choose the things that you put into your brain. Pick positive videos on YouTube. Go find good books to read. Don't just allow social media to dictate what it is that you're looking at. Attention is the new currency. And so if everybody's vying for your attention, if they're trying to get you to look somewhere, you want to make sure that you are so deliberate and calculated with the positive things that you are feeding yourself in your mind. And the next thing I will tell you to break through and just crush imposter syndrome is take deliberate action. No matter how small the action may seem, take action towards something that you like. Do something that you enjoy, whether it's going to the gym and working out so you can rebuild your physical self. If it is, as I said, choosing what you put in your brain and reading, if that grows you, then do that. But find something that lights your soul on fire and start. Hey, so if you have experienced this sort of fear and frustration that is created by imposter syndrome, and you've been able to knock down the walls or break through that ceiling, would you do me a favor right now and just share in the comments down below what worked for you? Because it's not just about breaking through these barriers for ourselves, but really growing with one another to help others break through that also. You may be experiencing it right now. And hopefully this has been helpful to you. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. We'll talk soon, everybody.